I'm Jen from Starshell Communications, and this is my video all about optimizing your sales funnel. Simple tips that you can make to improve your sales funnel today. So a sales funnel is the process that your customer goes on when they come into your world. So the first step is always awareness. Now, the awareness step is really hard to judge because it's full of when people can first meet you and get to know you. The second stage is interest, and this is where the customer starts to show an interest in your products. Maybe they visit your website or follow you on social media. Maybe they even download a lead magnet or a free guide that you've got promoting your services. The third stage is consideration. This is where they're actively considering who they should buy from for the product or the service that you are offering. And the final stage is decision. This is where they actually make the decision to purchase from you or one of your competitors. One of the common problems that I see all the time is that some business owners don't understand the importance of each stage and how the customer progresses through their journey. Some customers come in and do all 4 stages on one day and buy from you straight away with an impulse purchase. Some customers need a little bit longer, especially if it's a high ticket item. They can take a while before they come through to purchase from you. First of all, we'll look at the awareness stage and the different tips that you can use to improve your sales funnel at this stage. So one of the biggest ones I always recommend is getting your SEO up to date on your website and on your socials. It's more important now than ever that the search engines are getting cleverer and cleverer at what people are looking for and how to show them it. So there are lots of little things that you can do on this. If you haven't used Google Search Console, it's an amazing tool that you need to link to your website. You just need to take a little bit of code that Google gives you and put it into your website so that it proves that you own that website. And then it will give you lots of data all about what people are searching for and how they find your website. You can use this information to go through and update your website to have the best SEO possible. You also need to make sure that all of your pictures have got meta descriptions and meta tags. This is helpful so as that people can see what the pictures are actually about. There are loads of different apps out there that help you with this. You can look at some screen readers as well and how that they look at sites for people who are disabled. That's a really big important issue at the moment, as well as many different websites that will give you a full breakdown on your website. I would always recommend starting with the free Google one to start with, as well as the Google page speed. If you put that into the search engine, it will pop up and it will tell you the speed of your website. Now, as you know, everybody wants everything as simple and as easy as possible. So that will help you to improve the speed on your website so that it loads fast, especially for mobile devices. You don't want people waiting with a round circle spinning while we wait for it to load. All these little tips will help improve the awareness of your customer about you. All of the social media sites are now using SEO instead of hashtags and similar to show your content to people who are interested. So make sure that your descriptions are full of the right relevant keywords and your bio or your profile is all set up correctly. This will help when they're looking for people to promote your content to. Once you've got all of your SEO up to date and sorted, the next tip would be to have a look at paid advertising. I'd always recommend you get your SEO on your website and your socials spot on before you look into the paid ads. However, you can just jump straight in and pay for your adverts. There is a whole industry out there of people who help you with Google ads and Facebook ads, as well as other websites. However, it is a bit of a minefield, and I do recommend getting proper advice from several different people before you look into them. If you want to drop me a message below, I've got a few agencies that I've worked with in the past, and I'd be happy to recommend them. There are some that do specifically just for your industry, so I can have a look around and see who they are. The second stage is the interest stage. Now, this is where your potential customers and clients are becoming interested in the product or service that you're offering. At this point, it's really important to keep showcasing the different sorts of things that you can do and keeping your brand and brand values all aligned so that people recognize you when you appear in front of them. I would recommend a lot of different sorts of content for this because lots of people will use different things. YouTube videos, podcasts, blogs are all brilliant as a starting point. And then from them, you can make your different forms of content. So from a YouTube video, you can make different reels. You can use the bullet points from it as carousels for the social media feeds. You can use podcasts, reuse them as blogs, and then blogs you can re-record as podcasts, and then you can use the content all over the place in lots of different ways. I always recommend starting with one of those three main points of content and then using the information from there on your other social channels. It's really important at this stage that you keep consistent. And one of the biggest tips I can say for being consistent is to use a social media scheduler. Maybe you spend an hour or two every week getting on top of all your posts for the week and schedule them all so they go out, so that when you are busy dealing with the customers that you have still got something going out on social media. I personally use an evergreen scheduler, so that means that all my posts go into a big cycle and they recycle, I think, on average every 100 days. That way, my content still stays fresh and new people coming to me haven't seen it before. And it just means that I don't have to worry that something's going out there. I tend to spend an hour or two every month updating it and putting new stuff in so that it's relevant to what I'm talking about that month. The next stage is the decision stage. Now, this is where people are actively making a decision to buy from you or from one of your competitors. It's at this point that the tips that I would give is to use things like case studies and testimonials, product reviews. Maybe you could even do a webinar demonstrating your product or service. This will help people show people that you are an expert at what you do, or your product is the best thing ever. At this point, sometimes it could be useful if it's relevant to you to offer things like free P&P or discounts, or maybe even a free trial of the product if you are able to. All of these little things all help tip you over into from decision making into action. So then the last stage is the action stage. So this is where the customer actually decides to make the purchase from you. And this stage, we need to make it as easy as possible. Keep it really, really simple so as that people can buy from you as quickly and as easily as possible. If you're not shipping things to them, do you really need their address? Can you just use their email address and their first and last name? If you're shipping things to them, don't ask for too much information. Make it really easy to copy delivery address over to billing address so they don't have to enter their address twice. And it's at this stage that you can automate the most things. If you are shipping something to them, then you can automate all of the steps through. People want to know their tracking number, their delivery information, when it's coming to them, invoices, receipts, everything like that can be automated. Keep it as simple as possible and remove any points of friction so that the customer can have a seamless experience. My biggest tip for this point of the sales funnel is that as soon as a customer has bought from you, to sell to them again. They're in the honeymoon period of purchasing from you, so they are an ideal candidate to buy from you. On the thank you page, rather than just saying thank you for your order, why not offer an upsell or a new product? Or if they're booking a service with you, like a haircut, perhaps you could link the products that you're going to be using in your salon. If you're sending something to them, why not give them an offer to save on the P&P if they buy something else at the same time? There are lots of different ways that you can do this, but all of these little things will add up to increase your bottom line. So the next big thing I can suggest across the whole of your funnel is to keep tracking all of your metrics. So you need to decide what the important metrics are for you. Now, obviously, people actually buying from you is one of the big important metrics, but at each stage, I would recommend tracking different things. So at the awareness stage, how are your adverts going? How many people are buying from you when they've seen an advert? What are the KPIs looking like? How much is your cost per lead? If you know how much each lead is costing you and how many of those leads turn into work or into sales, then you'll know how much you're spending per job to bring these people in. If your cost per lead gets too high, you know that you need to change something. And all of that is determined by you in your business. There are lots of different things that you can track. I would always recommend installing Google Analytics because this gives you a brilliant insight into what people are searching for on Google to bring them into your world, as well as engagement and things on your social media posts. This can definitely help boost your funnel appeal One thing I do recommend setting up is A/B testing. This is where you have two different versions of the same website, which you can set up in your funnel software, and it will direct people to each one, and you can work out which is the best converting. Perhaps the images are in a different place, or the copy is slightly different on some of them. You can work out which is the best performing and use that one and improve that one. It's really important once you've set up a funnel not to just leave it running and hope that it works. You need to keep going back over and seeing where people fall out of the funnel and if you can improve that section. Sometimes you think that the copy might be not working, might be the best thing ever, and it's just not resonating with your ideal audience. There we go. I hope you found some of these tips useful and you can use them in your own sales funnels. If you'd like to find out some more information, please have a look below. There's all my contact details there, and visit my website, starshell.com, if you want to get any hints or tips or read some of my blogs all about sales funnels. The next video I'm doing is all about email marketing in sales funnels and how to nurture your customers through. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Jen from Starshell Communications. Please do drop us a like and subscribe. I'd be really grateful, and it really helps me when I'm making new videos on what people are looking to see. Thank you.